Overnight here at BBC Verify, we've been analysing footage and social media posts about the Southport riots. Here's what we know so far about what unfolded. This poster called for a Keep Our Kids Safe rally outside the Southport Mosque at 8 p.m. last night. It started circulating on social media hours after the stabbing at the Taylor Swift-themed dance class on Monday. Almost immediately after the incident, baseless rumours began spreading online that claimed, without evidence, that the attacker was a Muslim and an asylum seeker who arrived to the UK by boat last year. An incorrect name was also shared widely. We know that this is incorrect because Merseyside Police has confirmed that the 17-year-old suspect was born in Cardiff and lived locally in Southport. And so far, we know the suspect has no known links to Islam. And police haven't released his name because he's a minor. Other images like this have also been shared by influencer Andrew Tate, incorrectly identifying a man as the attacker and sharing a photo of an arrest that actually took place last year. But the damage was already done. Posts shared on social media platforms have already been viewed by millions. And this misinformation, along with the local shock and grief, was likely a contributing factor to the anger and violence we've seen in these riots overnight. Now, it's important to note that the sentiment of these riots at the mosque are very different to the 6 p.m. vigil held earlier in the evening to remember the victims of Monday's knife attack. It was from around 7:45 p.m. that the large group of protesters began to gather outside the mosque. In videos gathered by our team, you can see wheelie bins and bricks and rocks being repeatedly thrown at the officer, and a police van was also set on fire. In live streams our team also monitored, some protesters repeated misinformation about the attacker and claimed that authorities were hiding information from the public. There were also chants against Islam and in support of Tommy Robinson, the far-right activist. We also saw several people holding placards with messages like this, with anti-migrant and anti-refugee sentiment. Our team's also been looking into how this information and rumours spread on social media. Take a look at this. These are some of the most used words and phrases used by people posting on X with the Southport hashtag. For example, you can see that Islam, terror and Muslim are all the most used words in these tweets, even though the suspect has no known links to Islam. Now, it's worth noting that just because posts might be using these keywords, it doesn't mean that they're all spreading misinformation. Some have used these terms to push back against misinformation and racist comments. But as suggested by Merseyside Police, online misinformation is further stirred up online by far-right English Defence League supporters, and that the riot itself was led by people from out of town. Meanwhile, as we go to air, misinformation continues to be shared online about Southport, with more protests still being called for.